Good morning, students. Uh, is it audible? Am I audible? Good morning to all of you. Please inform everyone to join, okay? Very few participants right now. What happened to other student? So anyway, we'll start, right? So we are here to discuss about railway engineering, right? So this is a professional elective one of 6th semester, and it is railway engineering. So we are discussing about the last and the fifth module of railway engineering subject, and it is your signaling in railway engineering. Okay, so signaling system have a very crucial task in movement of or for regulating the movement of train over a particular track. Okay, so up to last class we have discussed different types of signal. Okay, it may be audible, it may be visual, or based on position also, and based on characteristic also they can classified under different types. Okay, and specifically, and we are discussing about fixed signals, right, which are basically a permanent signals which are located nearby the railway track. Correct? You have seen different type of fixed signal nearby the railway track in your day-to-day life, I think. Yeah, you have seen, but you may not be identified what is it's all about. Okay, but maybe right currently, I hope you are now getting little bit of idea about what is signaling, what is a different type of signal. And I guess if you go to the railway track, if you see any signal system, I think you can identify. Fine. So a fixed signal is also classified under two heads. So one is your running signal or main signal, another one is your subsidiary signal. Okay. So basically, we are discussing about running signal currently, or you can say the main signal, which are mainly responsible for the movement of the train. Okay, and the subsidiary signals are basically are used within a block section, or you can say that within a station. Fine. The main purpose of uh, your subsidiary signals is what? To regulate the movement of the train within a railway station, or you can say within a block section. And when a particular subsidiary signals are on, or you can say when a subsidiary signals are active, it allow a train to change its track within a railway station or within a block section, but at a very low permissible speed, so that it should not collapse with the another train. Okay, you should the particular loco pilot who's no, regulating the movement of the train have to be ensured or have to be take care of the vehicle or take care of the whole rolling stock. Okay, and so that to keep a appropriate amount of distance between the other train. Okay, when while changing the track from one track to another. Okay, so changing of engine, or changing of, you can say, the locomotive, changing of wagon, or attaching or departing. Okay, or you can say addition of extra engine. This kind of all this assembly or setup will be arranged or is gone in the railway station only. Okay, so for regulating that movement, we need subsidiary signal within a railway station. Fine. And under railway station, that means under subsidiary signals, we can have a two type of, one is your shunt signal, another one is your calling on signals. Okay, two types of signals can be used as subsidiary signal. Okay, so it will be discussed in a different section whatever it is. So in the last class we have discussed fixed signal. Fine. So under fixed signal, uh, there are mainly two type of signal can be have we can have. Okay, one is your stop signal, another one is your permissive signal. Okay, stop signal and permissive signal. Clear? So we have discussed about stop signal in the last class. What is stop signal? Basically, it allow a particular train to stop, basically. Okay, when it's active. Okay, and a stop signal can be, um, you know, stop signal can be installed in terms of a semaphore type or uh, your CLS type, that means your color lights signal. Okay, so semaphore type of signal can be used during daytime. Okay, and your CLS, that is your color lights signal or color light system, can also be, someone says. So CLS is used in night time. Okay, because it used light. Okay, again, they can also be provided under different aspect, two aspect or three aspect. Whenever it is used as a two aspect, there will be two light, red and green. Red for stop, green for proceed. Fine, it's called two aspect classification, okay, or categorization. Three aspect categorization means what? It has three light, red, yellow and green. Red for stop, it is same. Okay, green for proceed with the permissible speed, or you can say maximum speed. Okay, but if yellow, the intermediate one, the yellow is on, it will be, it will say that it will convey the message to the loco pilot that you can proceed but at a very low speed. You can proceed but you can have to maintain the speed, because in further track you may be encountered by different stop signal. Okay, so it is kind of a caution, just like a highway traffic light. Okay, red, yellow, green. Okay, so it's kind of three aspect. Again, one more thing, we have also discussed a particular semaphore type of signal. I think you have remember, right? Semaphore is what? It's a, okay, I have to unlock my meeting. Okay, fine. So semaphore, basically, in this particular semaphore signal, you is a particular, in a particular tower, a arm is fitted. I'll show you. Okay. Okay. First of all, let me share my screen. My screen is visual to you, right? Can you please respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these things we have already discussed. Let me check. This is type of classification of signals we have discussed. Okay. So under fixed signal, we have main signal or subsidiary signals. Fine. Again, under main signal, we have stop signal and permissive signal. Okay. One more thing, we have discussed that based on position, uh, or consider based on position, the one permissive signal can be classified under reception signal and dispatch signal. Okay, different examples are like Warner and distance signal. These two are under permissive signal. Anyway, we are going to discuss about that. Fine. So these are a subsidiary signal that we have just discussed. Under subsidiary signal, we have two, that is shunt signal and calling on signals. Fine. And when a subsidiary signals is on, a particular locomotive have to low speed. Speed must be, speeds are low. Okay. Okay. So we have discussed basically a stop signal, which having a, yeah, a stop signal basically can be provided under two type, semaphore type or color light system. Okay. Under semaphore type, basically I'll show you one diagram here. Yeah, you can see, right? So it is a kind of a post. Okay. I'll show you that particular, wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah. So I think you can see now, right? So we have discussed about that. It is the line diagram for semaphore signal. Okay. It has what? It has one vertical post, which is not a signal post basically. Okay. On the signal post, which is having a height of 7.5 meter, and nearby this at 7.5 meter from ground, one arm is fixed, okay, fixed here, which is also connected with a cam, okay, where in opposite direction of the, when suppose your lever arm or your arm is in this direction, so your counterweight lever will be in opposite direction, so that we can maintain the weight, okay, we can maintain the weight. And this is connected to the control room along with the chain or with the help of pulley, okay, wire from the cabin you can say, or control room, whatever we say, okay. So regulating this or controlling this chain, we can control the movement of this arm, okay, fine. So a different position of a particular river, different position of arm of semaphore signal um, represents different indication, okay. So these things we have already discussed, right? And this particular semaphore signal can also be act in two types. One is your lower quadrant and one is your upper quadrant, okay. Lower quadrant of semaphore signal basically have two aspect, okay, and upper quadrant of semaphore signal may basically your three aspect, fine. These things we have discussed. Okay, here you can see stop signal semaphore type lower quadrant. When lower quadrant will be active, when lower quadrant of semaphore signal is installed, your arm will be inclined downward direction, okay. And horizontal means what, we have already about these things we have already discussed, right? So we don't going to repeat these things again. So when a stop signal used, when a semaphore type of stop signal used in upper quadrant, that means the lever arm, the arm will be go in upward direction. But there is a two position of for in upward direction. One is inclined at around 48 degree, okay, to the horizontal, and another one is your directly 90 degree in upper quadrant. That is directly vertical, okay. Horizontal represents stop, okay, and incline represents your caution, intermediate one, okay. When and in this case the yellow light also be active, okay, fine. And when it's vertically upward directly, uh, then it represents proceed, okay. Again, that means you can proceed with maximum permissible speed, no need to worry, fine. Okay, this is all about stop signal. The stop signal can also be used in color light system, okay, color light type. In color light type, we don't use arm, okay. It is not a semaphore type, we only use color, or that means we only use light, even in the daytime, okay. Daytime and nighttime, in both time we use light only, we are not going to use arm, okay. So it's basically color light type. Color light type can also be you know applied or can be installed in terms of, again, two aspect. That means one is your three aspect and four aspect. That is, okay, three and four. Why it is called three and four, I will show you. Okay, it can also be done for two aspect. That means two aspect, three aspect, and four aspect is there. When is a particular color light stop signal is in two aspect, that means there is only two color. That means two light, red and green. Red and green always fixed. Okay, remember, red and green will be there. One for stop, one for proceed. Only the intermediate one may be vary. Fine. This is for two aspect. And if it is three aspect, that will be one yellow will come intermediate. That means between this stop and proceed, one color will come. Even this sequence is maintained even here, red, yellow, green, okay. So these things we have already discussed. And when it comes to four aspect, a color like stop signal can be provided with four color, not actually four color, four signal light. That means one for red, one for green, obvious, and two for yellow. And this particular one yellow will be intermediate in between red and green, and one yellow will be at the top. Got it? Fine. So red means stop as usual, green means proceed with maximum permissible speed. If you see only one single yellow, that means at the bottom nearby the red color, if this yellow is active, that means it says proceed and be prepared to stop at the next stop signal. That means it gives some warning kind of thing, not exactly warning. I'll not use warning, because for warning we have different signal, okay. So that means it from this yellow light, it will be aware, the local driver will be aware that there will be a stop signal coming. Okay, I need to be ready now. Okay, now when a double light, double yellow will be active, that means what? Be prepared, proceed, but be prepared to pass the next stop signal at caution. That means you have to reduce the speed. You have to maintain your speed and have to lower the speed. That means you cannot proceed with maximum permissible speed when a double yellow is active. You have to reduce your speed. You have to be very careful. Fine. This is the main information tells based on this color. Fine. So this is all about stop signal we have discussed. Fine. So next type of we can say under fixed signal, that is your permissive signal. Okay. I'll again go to the first slide. That means based on here. Yeah. So fixed signal. So under fixed signal we have mainly main signal. Basically, we are discussing our main signal. Under main signal we have stop signal and permissive signal. Okay, regarding stop signal we have discussed in the last class, and today we're going to discuss about permissive signal. Fine. Okay, and basically what is permissive signal? So permissive signals do not, in case of permissive signal, uh, those signal do not have a stop aspect. Okay, just the opposite of stop signal. In case of stop signal they have an aspect of stop, but in case of permissive signal they don't have stop aspect. That means when a permissive signal is active, a particular train need not to be stopped. Hence, a driver or loco pilot need not to stop his train at a permissive signal, even though it is be at on position. And for example, Warner signal and distant Warner signal. These two kind of signal can be used as a permissive signal. Okay, and I can say that these signals are used ahead of stop signal. Okay, that means Warner signal and distant signals are installed in such a way that when you see a Warner signal, you will get informed that in some distance apart there will be a stop signal. To give warning to the loco pilot about the stop signal, a warner or distant signal is installed. Okay. Okay. So we're going to discuss about permissive signal now. Yeah. So permissive signal. Fine. So permissive signals it can be installed in lower quadrant. Okay. That means a permissive signal. So I told you now that permissive signal is a two type. One is a Warner signal, one is distant signal. Okay. In that particular, here also I have given right where it is. Yeah. A permissive signal can be two type, Warner signal and distant signal. Okay. Now in case of Warner signal, the semaphore used in lower quadrant. In case of distant signal, the semaphore used in upper quadrant. This is the difference. Okay. I'll show you here. This is a basic difference. Yeah. A permissive signals in lower quadrant signaling territory is called Warner. That means when a particular permissive signal used lower quadrant, that means the lever arm is lowered at the below. That means I think you have already understood, right? Then it will be a Warner signal. And if it used upper quadrant, that means if the arm is going upward direction, that means you can say it is a distant signal. Fine. So let's discuss about Warner signal first. So Warner signal can precisely inform the loco pilot. So we are not going to use the term driver because nowadays it is driver is basically the technical word is loco pilot. Okay. So I also advise you to don't use that word driver. Use loco pilot. Fine. So this signal can precisely inform the loco pilot that he is approaching a stop signal, and also that he is required to stop or proceed. That means depending on the different uh, position of the Warner signal or different light system, a loco pilot will be informed that whether it needs to stop or proceed. Okay, a signal, but usually the permissive signal does not for stop a particular train. It basically give on a warning. Okay, the signal which gives such warning about the condition of the stop signal ahead is called a Warner signal. It's a very simple one. Okay, suppose I'm showing you just to understand, to make you understand. I'm showing you just suppose this is your railway track, okay, and a particular train is moving like this in this direction, okay. Now suppose there is a whatever it is, suppose a block section, or a station is come, okay, nearby station, okay. So before nearby station there will be a stop signal here, okay. So I'll show you now as suppose this is your stop signal, okay. And suppose this is a very distance apart, a train is approaching the station, okay, and nearby the station there will be your stop signal, and before stop signal also, that means there is a warner signal, okay. So when a particular train see a warner signal, and if it's active, a particular train will aware, that means a loco pilot will be aware that ahead of it there is a stop signal, and if there is a stop signal there will be some disturbances, so he will be informed like this, fine. So that means where it is, yeah, a signal which gives such okay, this signal can precisely inform the loco pilot that he is approaching a stop signal, and also that he is required to stop or proceed, okay. The signal which gives such warning about the condition of the stop signal ahead is called warner signal, fine. That means whenever a particular loco pilot sees a warner signal, he will be understanding the particular speed have to be minimized, because nearby this there is a stop signal, okay. You have to be ready to minimize the speed if your stop signal is on, okay. Okay, since the loco pilot is not required to stop at the warner signal, as it is only giving an advance warning about the presence of the stop signal ahead, this signal has to be different types of stop signal. This has to be different from the stop signal. That means there should be some different. We have to differentiate between warner signal and stop signal. That means how can you understand? How can a particular loco pilot will understand whether the particular semaphore type of instrument it is, which is you can see from a distance apart, whether it is stop signal or warner signal, okay. So we have to differentiate even from the looking at it, fine. So how can you make it different from a stop signal? So a semaphore warner signal has a fish-tailed arm. Mind it here, fish-tailed arm, which is painted in red and has a white fish-tail band near the edge of the arm, basically. Okay, so I'll show you one fish-tail arm. You can see here. Can you see? This is your warner signal, basically. If you remember, in case of stop signal, this edge is completely smooth or the horizontal line, okay. And in case of warner signal, it is fish tail. That means it looks like a fish tail, right? That's why it's called fish tail. A triangular cutting is provided here, okay. So just looking at the structure, just looking at the fish tail, you will understand it is a warner signal. Also, the white strip also given in this same design of fish tail design. And if you remember the stop signal, I will show you again stop signal. Yeah, can you see the stop signal have a completely rectangular edges, and there is a rectangular white strip also nearby the edge, okay. But this is the your stop signal basically look like. And in case of warner signal, it will look like this fishtail edge, okay. And white strip is also not but in a straight line or not in a rectangle. It's kind of a fishtail shape, got it. This is the difference between uh, warner signal and stop signal in terms of appearance, okay. Okay, कहाँ था okay. Yeah, so a semaphore warner signal has a fish-tailed arm which is painted in red and has a white fish-tailed band near the edge of the arm, okay. This is the main difference, you have to remember this, okay. Okay, so what is the information can a warner signal give? Basically, a warner signal is intended to warn a loco pilot about the condition of the block section ahead, or whenever he is approaching a stop signal. That means a warner signal can also be installed ahead of a stop signal or ahead of a block section, or you can say a railway station basically. Okay, whenever a loco pilot is seeing a warner signal, he will be informed that there will be a stop signal, or might be there is a block section, or might be he is nearby the railway station. So he have to be ready to reduce the speed. So it like kind of information, a warning information is given to that loco pilot with the warner signal. Okay, now how can a particular warner signal can be installed? It can be installed in two types. Fine, it can be installed in two types. Okay, a warner signal may be placed either first on the post by itself with fixed green light 1.5 to 2 meters above it by night. That means it can be a particular warner signal can be installed in a particular post, just like a semaphore type in a particular post. Okay, and above the arm there will be a green light, which is basically used in a night. A particular green light is installed 1.5 to 2 meter above the arm, so that from the far away he can identify there is a warner signal. Okay, and second one, a warner signal can also be placed on the same post below the first stop signal or the last stop signal. That means nearby the station or nearby the block section, from both direction there will be a stop signal. Okay, suppose if he's approaching the railway station or block section, he will encounter the first stop signal. From the that side, opposite side also there will be a stop signal, or maybe in the same line there will be numbers of stop signal. Okay, so whenever a lookout pilot will encounter stop signal, at the first stop signal you can also install the warner signal just below the arm of the stop signal. That means in a same post, we can install stop signal and warner signal together. Okay, that means stop signal will give you the immediate information, and the warner signal give you the information about the what is coming. That is warning of the ahead. Got it? So I'll show you the diagram first. You may be a little bit confusion. Yeah, you can see here. So this is kind of a stop signal, sorry, warner signal, which is installed in a individually. It is installed individually. Okay. So this is a one type where a stop warner signal is installed in a single post where a green light is installed 1.5 to 2 meter ahead at the top basically. Okay. And next one here you can see where as different second type of installation is what a stop signal and warner signal is installed together. Okay, but stop signal is installed above the warner signal basically. Is it clear to you? At least the position of this particular warner and stop signal.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a second. Okay, so I'll show you a real picture. Okay, let me see if I have or not. Let's go to the Google Chrome. Okay, warner signal in. Okay, let's. Yeah, here this is the real. Can you see here this diagram? I think whether it is can come. Yeah. Okay. So this is a kind of, you can say, a stop signal and warner signal attached together. Okay. So what kind of stop signal is this? Anyone can tell? Can you see this? This stop signal act in a upper quadrant or lower quadrant? Of course, you can understand, right? It is used in a upper quadrant, right? Yes, and yes. Okay, so but it is a this particular lever arm is in about nearby 45 degree with the horizontal, right? That means what? It can give an intermediate, that means yellow light. Okay, but I don't know whether it is yellow light is provided or not. It may be used in different country. Okay, I have to go for the Indian one, so don't confuse there. Different country have different kind of system, right? Okay, let's go to different. I have to find it. There is no real picture, all are animated, or this one. Let's see. Basically, the particular image you are seeing, this is a basically two aspect of and used in two aspect, that is only red and green is provided here, red and green. Okay, two t aspect in upper quadrant, simple as that. Okay, and here you can see this is a, is it visible? Not visible. Yeah, it's now it's good. Yeah, so here you can see a particular Warner signal uh, is installed in a single post. Okay, color combination will be different, maybe it's from different country, even from the scenery it can be understand. So it's from different countries, so different color is used. Okay, anyway, but the basic um, identification appearance is similar. It means you can understand this is a Warner signal, fine, because it's a fish tail edge. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to that. Where, yeah, where we are. Yeah, so Warner signal can be installed in a single post where a green light is installed 1.5 to 2 meter above the arm, especially at night, and it can also install the Warner signal along with the stop signal in the same post. Okay, okay. Uh, yeah. So Warner signal, when placed below a stop signal, the arrangement shall be such that the Warner signal cannot be taken off unless the stop signal in the above is taken off. That means there is a limitation. Whenever you use a Warner signal along with the stop signal, a Warner signal cannot be off. It always be in on position until and unless a stop signal is off. Okay, fine. That means following three conditions are possible to display in this combination. That means whenever a Warner signal is installed along with the stop signal. Okay, that means what is the combination of on and off? Basically, we are going to discuss here. When a stop signal is on, the Warner signal have to be on. Okay, as whenever a stop signal is off, even though Warner signal have to be on. Okay, because Warner signal gives information about the stop signal and the block section, which is a distance apart basically. Okay, so it is not basically related to this stop signal. Yeah, of course it's related to somehow, but basically it's give an individual one. But whenever it's on, when stop signal is on, the Warner signal have to be on, because whenever stop signal is on means what, you have to reduce the speed. In that case, that means there is a restriction. In that case, you have to want it. The Warner signal have to be on. It's obvious. But whenever stop signal is off, suppose the stop signal is off, that means at that section you can proceed. But Warner signal can be on because it gives information about the stop signal or station which is coming nearby your railway track. It have to be present there. You may not require to stop now, but in coming section you have to stop, or you have to reduce the speed. So to give warning, this Warner signal have to be on. Fine. it can also be given like that. Suppose in the particular whole section there is no restriction, the whole track is free to move. In that case, if your stop signal is off, then also a warner signal can also be off. Okay, that means this warner signal is basically depend on the coming, or a particular situation which is a distance apart. Okay, fine. But the fourth combination, which is a stop signal is on but warner signal is off, this is cannot be happening. Okay, it is completely prohibited, because suppose a particular local pilot is seeing a stop signal is on but warner signal is off, it will give you a very confusion, or misconfusion it will be created, because it these two information, these two, that is stop signal on, warner signal off, these two are completely opposite information. Okay, because whenever stop signal on, that means what, you should restrict your reduce your speed, fine, or you can say you should stop the train. But warner signal is off means what, there is no restriction, there is no warning, so it is completely opposite information. So this thing should not be happen. Stop signal on and warner signal off is prohibited. So you have to remember, in some viva, in some competitive exam, these things are asked basically. Okay, it's very conceptual, um, conceptual thing that you have to remember. Okay, so this thing cannot be happen. Stop signal on and warner signal off. This cannot be happen, because it gives conflicting indication to the driver. Fine. Again, just now, again similar to the stop signal, a warner signal may be semaphore type or color light. Fine. So about that we're going to discuss in next class. Fine. It's already 10, right? So we don't be proceed next. So just remember, warner signal may be of semaphore type or color light type. Okay, it is like the similar one. Okay, but we're going to discuss about this in next class. So with this, I just want to close my sharing here. So up to this, do you have any doubt? You can ask me. Any doubt?
No, sir.
चलो ठीक है. So let me stop my recording here so that I can take your attendance.